Hey guys, Mr. Repzion here, and this is a video response to the user, I believe I'm pronouncing his name right, ShowTZVlogs? I'm sorry if I butchered your name. In any case, he made a video which is posted down in the description. This man made a video titled, I Hate Cops. And in this video, he just explains how his friends and him were pulled over, and the cop asked for license and registration. His friend didn't have any insurance on the car, which in Washington State, cops would instantly fine you for that. But I'll say in this case that your friend was extremely lucky not to get fined for not having insurance, because in the state of Washington, they're really strict on insurance laws. Likewise on seatbelt laws. In fact, in the state of Washington, everybody in the entire car has to have seatbelts on. Our motto is click it or ticket, and you will get a $120 fine if you do not have a seatbelt. Doesn't matter what age. Anyways, getting back to the video, his friends didn't get a ticket, even though they had no insurance. The cop let him off. However, the cop then proceeded to look in the back seat, seeing this young man, and noticed that he did not have a seatbelt and gave him a ticket. So the question is this police officer wrong or right? So I thought I'd do a little bit of investigation on the seatbelt laws of Minnesota, as seatbelt laws all throughout the United States. For example, my state requires everybody to put on a certain age, whether they are in the front seat or the back seat, to have their seatbelts. In other states, it's the rear passenger, the people in the front two seats, which are only required to wear their seatbelts. Seatbelt laws vary from state to state. So I went to Google and searched up individual states' seatbelt laws for the seatbelt legislation in the United States, and I went to Wikipedia. Wikipedia displays all the different states and all their enforcement of the seatbelt laws, and I went straight to Minnesota. According to Wikipedia, the Minnesota primary enforcement, August 1st, 1986 for the seatbelt law, and it says, anyone not covered by a child passenger safety law in all seats. I then went to another website for safety belt use laws of June 2011, scrolled down to Minnesota. Also, according to this, it also says 7 and younger and more than 5'57" in all seats, 8+ in all seats. So unless I'm reading this wrong, Minnesota does in fact have a seatbelt law for everybody who is above the age of 8. Therefore are required by law, whether you are in the front seat or whether you are in the back seat, to wear a seatbelt. Well, you may be thinking to yourself, well, a seatbelt really isn't that important. I completely disagree. If you had been in a car accident going 40 miles an hour, 50 miles an hour, or 60 miles an hour, you would be seriously injured. Not wearing a seatbelt in your car is extremely dangerous. And I know you're probably thinking, it's a seatbelt, that's not going to do anything. Your seatbelt will in fact save your life if you are in a car accident. This has been proven by numerous studies that seatbelts save lives. In fact, there is someone that I know who is physically damaged from not wearing his seatbelt. He got into a car accident, he drove off the road and crashed, and when he crashed, his entire body flew out of the window, and he broke his neck and a bunch of other things, and he since then, he has essentially become a vegetable. All he can do is he can move his hands and arms slightly, and he can make verbal eye contact with his eyes, but he can't speak, he can't feed himself, he can't go to the bathroom, all this other severe stuff that his parents are now taking care of this 20-year-old man. This is all because he did not wear a seatbelt. In fact, the paramedics even explained that if he had worn a seatbelt in that car crash, he would not be in the physical state he is in today. So I'm sorry to break it to you, but according to your Minnesota state laws, you are required to wear a seatbelt, and he rightfully so gave you a ticket because you were not wearing a seatbelt. Or not having insurance versus not wearing a seatbelt is a lot more dangerous and risky versus not having car insurance. And if I had been a cop, I probably would have given you a ticket too, not to be against you or anything, but just because police are supposed to enforce the law, not abuse it, and not to abuse their authority. And enforcing the law also means to keep people safe, and in this case, that is why he ticketed you, because you are not being safe in an actual vehicle. So with that said, I'm Mr. Repzion, also known as Daniel Sulzbach, and I hope that cleared up some of your questions about the seatbelt laws, because you did say in your video that you had never even heard of the people in the back seat having to wear seatbelts. So I just wanted to show you that this cop was in fact justified in giving you a ticket. Peace out.